is Verstappen. Far enough back, he's going to make the lunge down the inside. Can only be won by one, and it's going Dutch in 2021. Max Verstappen.
I was there. I was at turn 5 at the Yas Marina circuit, the turn where Max Verstappen passed Lewis Hamilton on the last lap of the last race of the 2021 Formula 1 season to become world champion. And he did so with a Honda engine behind him, ending Mercedes' 7-year consecutive streak of world championships. I even brought back this t-shirt and got all my friends who are Formula 1 fans to sign it. And Sirish, he signed this, Still I Rise. And that's the reason why he's not hosting this video and I am. Honda, makers of the best engines in the world. This was a line that I had read in most automobile magazines that I had subscribed to when I was growing up. And it was true. Those Hondas back then, they were put in various tests against other cars and they aced them all. Performance tests, track attack, drag races, and even fuel efficiency runs. Those Hondas, they were really good and aced them all. And then there was this one, the VTEC. My first memory of the VTEC is actually the red rally cars that ran right at the Indian National Rally Championship, winning almost everything. And it was actually the first rally that I went to watch as a kid, that I saw the City VTEC flying through the stages, and it's what inspired me to become a rally driver myself. The VTEC, it was different because it had 106 horsepower, 132 Newton meters of torque. Significant numbers back then. This was, after all, India's first 100 plus bhp car. VTEC, what do those 4 letters actually stand for? Well, it stands for variable valve timing and lift control. Essentially, this engine had 2 cam profiles. One for fuel efficiency, which all Indians love, and the other one for performance, which us enthusiasts really loved. So essentially, Honda hit 2 birds with 1 stone, and really that's what makes this car and this engine a legend even today. Variable valve timing, of course, is everywhere nowadays, but back then it was a revelation. Rev it past 5,200 RPM and the hot cam would open, allowing more air and more fuel to enter the engine, thereby giving you really good performance. And to drive along really easy, delivering really good fuel efficiency too. And controlling everything was Honda's programmed fuel injection, PGM F1, which actually traced its origins back to Honda's Formula 1 engine. Race to road, well, this is a perfect example of that. It's actually hard to believe that this engine is over 20 years old. Look at the way it still goes. And it really does put a smile on your face. It's so much fun. Man, 20 years, this engine really hasn't aged much. It's still got great drivability too. It's very easy to drive around in town in, a higher gear, and it just goes about its business. And when the mood demands it, of course, you can rev it out and it's still so much fun. This particular car that we borrowed from our friend, it's run close to 100,000 kilometers, but it doesn't show any signs of age, nor the body, and especially not the engine. It's still a really, really nice engine, very smooth, very refined, and from the looks of it, pretty fuel efficient too, because this is still his daily driver. In fact, this engine, it's so good and it's so strong that it's still being used in the National Racing Championship and still winning at the hands of really good drivers and really good tuners like our friends at Race Concepts in Bangalore. 20 years may not have aged this engine, but it has helped move technology forward. The Gen 5 Honda City, well, that's a perfect example of this. It has the legacy that this engine created and takes it forward. Meet the modern day Honda City. It's of course now bigger, more spacious, more comfortable, more luxurious, but most importantly, it's more powerful. This engine now makes 119 bhp thanks to the use of iVTEC technology. There are now dual overhead cams to extract that power. All iVTECs before this were single overhead cam engines. While VTEC works to control valve lift duration, the intake cam can now advance from 25 to 50 degrees, thus delivering the optimum valve timing for every rev range. The phasing on this L15B engine is implemented by an ECU-controlled, oil-driven adjustable cam. With one cam controlling the inlet valves, the other controls the exhaust. Therefore, there is more precise timing now. You keeping up? Well, let me simplify it for you. You press the accelerator and it makes you smile. This engine is really nice. And the beauty about the engine is its versatility. It's such an easy engine at low revs. It's so easy to drive in town, and it really does hold true to the name, Honda City. It really is a great city car. Well, that's not to say that it's not great out on the highway. It really is good. It's got such great cruising ability. You can stick it into sixth. Yeah, it's now a 6-speed manual, and it can just cruise along all day, right from 60 to, whatever illegal speeds you want to get up to. It'll do that very easily. And like all Honda engine, it is very smooth, very refined, and very fuel efficient. I must say that I've been surprised by the fuel efficiency. Of course, the performance has been damn good, but the fuel efficiency, that's something that really stands out. But at Evo India, we're not about fuel efficiency, are we? We're about the performance. And that's really nice in this engine. I really enjoy the way it likes to rev, unlike, modern turbocharged engines, which redline at maybe 5,500, 6,000 RPM at the most. This can go all the way up to 7,000 RPM, and that's a real USP in a naturally aspirated and especially in a Honda engine. Honda's always been known for their high revving, reliable engines, and this iVTEC, well, it's no different. It loves to be revved up and it loves to be in the power band. And once in the power band, it really does get a move on very nicely, irrespective of which gear you're in. And talking about the gears, it's got a really slick shifting box. It's super easy to use, it's got a light clutch, and it makes driving a real pleasure. Something that I've missed in most modern day cars. I should also mention that I really like this thick steering wheel. It's really nice to hold. It has great grip and it feels really nice when you're driving along. Another inherent strength of the Honda City has always been its great ride quality, and this 5th generation City is no different. It irons out almost all bumps and undulations at low and high speeds. And at high speeds on the highway, it's very stable, it's very planted, giving you a very secure feel. And of course, it's always been a very comfortable place to be in. And this 5th generation City, it takes that up a notch. Everything's very nicely laid out in the cabin. Everything's very intuitive and very easy to use. Everything's marked very clearly. There are not too many buttons. There is a touchscreen, but there are also physical buttons which allow you to operate the infotainment with great ease. The dials too, they're part digital, part analog. They're very easy to read. You have a host of different features and functions that you can toggle through, and it's all very easy to operate. And of course, the City has always had great space. It's really roomy in the back, and even the front seats are very comfortable and they're supportive, and it's a very nice cabin to be in. It's a pleasant place. You're never sort of bored of being in the city. It's a very happy place, and I've really enjoyed driving this car, to be very honest with you. Another highlight is the low-end torque, and it's got plenty of it. Even though it's a small, naturally aspirated engine, this engine has great low-end torque. We're just trudging along now at 50 in 4th gear. I can even stick it into 5th and it's going to go along very easily. Really nice and very easy to use in the city especially. Soichiro Honda once famously said, "Success is 99% failure." And that is true in Honda's long journey into developing a Formula One World Championship winning engine. It, however, doesn't hold true with their road cars. With the iVTEC and even the VTEC, there is no failure. They are the most reliable engines you will find around, and they will never ever let you down. Turbocharged engines have entered the mainstream, and it's rare to find a naturally aspirated one that has the same breadth of abilities. But one drive in the Honda City, one opportunity to rev out that iVTEC to its 7,100 RPM redline, and you're reminded what makes this engine so great. They're smooth, they're efficient, they're reliable, they thrill. They check every single box every single time. And enthusiasts, they put a smile on our face. Pulling to the red line, flat shifting before the soft limiter kicks in, gear after gear, over and over again, it's a reminder that truer words have rarely been written. Honda, makers of the best engines in the world. And I'm sure Max Verstappen agrees. And he did so with a Honda engine behind him.